3 stocks that I'm selling in March 2018. Let's go. Welcome back guys to another video. My name is Nick, and on this channel we focus on positive investing. If you like these kind of videos and you'd like the series that I'm starting here on the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below, hit that bell notification, and support the channel. Now let's get into the video. So now I want to throw out a huge disclaimer that these companies I'm going to be covering today are all riskier plays than my usual companies that I cover. And I don't necessarily think that they are going to be going down in March, but I feel that if there is a market correction or there is some weakness in the market, that these 3 will get hit hard especially. And once you take a look at their technicals, you'll see the reasons why. So anyways, let's get into it with our first pick, which is Snapchat. So for those of you that aren't familiar with Snapchat, it's a very popular social media company, and it's popular especially with millennials, social media influencers, and even celebrities. So recently Snap reported their earnings, and they actually lost less money than analysts were expecting. So the stock as a result gapped up something like 20% or more, and is now kind of hovering around that level. However, there is some weakness that we are beginning to see in the stock, and that's because a lot of people come out, especially some big social media influencers, that have said that they don't like the new Snapchat interface and they aren't using the app as much or at all anymore. Now Snapchat, of course, in response to this has kind of just said, well, that's the interface, that's how it's going to be. But people really dislike this. There's even petitions out there asking to turn back to the old interface. But it seems like Snapchat's kind of set on their ways of being like, nope, this is the change, this is how it's going to be. So we'll have to wait and see how that plays out. So if we jump over to the charts of Snapchat, we can see here that it actually did a huge gap, like I said, after its earnings. But it's since started to come down, and I think that in the month of March, if not sooner, that we will see the stock fill this gap. Now because of this gap up, it is above its moving averages, but as you can see, the first test here will be its 200-day moving average, and then it will come down and test its 100-day, 20-day, etc. So keep an eye out for that. I think that Snapchat is actually going to be one of those stocks that actually comes down and fills the gap. You can see here that it does tend to create a lot of gaps, but over time it does get filled. So this is one that I'm looking for some big weakness, especially in March. Alright, so next company, number 2, is one called Under Armour, ticker symbol UAA. And if you're not familiar with this company, it's pretty much a clothing company. And their biggest competitors really are companies like Nike and Adidas. So they have some huge behemoths that they're competing with. So the stock has been beaten up pretty bad in 2017. But after the last earnings reports, which I believe came in around break even or maybe even at a slight loss, investors seem to have liked those results and the stock gapped up. However, if we jump over and take a look at the charts, we can see here that it's now found some resistance at its 200-day moving average. There's a big gap now from around $14.25 to around $16, and I believe we'll come down and fill this gap, and depending on its next earnings, we could even go lower, or we might start marching higher depending on how those results are. So in my opinion, investors are still kind of convinced that Under Armour is not out of the woods yet. I think they will have to go and show some good growth this whole year in 2018. So it will take a few earnings reports to prove that this is back on track and it's back to becoming a solid company. And if it can do that, it will break and hold above the 200-day moving average and then start moving higher. Alright, so third and final company that I want to cover in this video is one I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of comments on, and that's a company that goes by the name of PayPal. So I know this is a controversial pick, but PayPal, if you're not familiar with the company, is kind of a payment processing company. What they do is they help companies, especially small businesses, to process payments on their websites. So companies can kind of sell directly to consumers via PayPal, and then when consumers pay through PayPal, these small businesses would pay a small portion of that revenue to PayPal. So I just want to be clear here that for the long run, I am very bullish on PayPal, but I do believe in the short term that they will see some weakness, or at least I believe they will see some weakness. And if we jump over to the charts, it'll kind of give a clearer picture as to why. So here we can see that it's finding some resistance at its uptrend support, which is now resistance level. And it also has some big gaps that I'm looking for it to fill, especially around the $67 to $70 mark. This also lines up with its 200-day moving average, so it's kind of an ideal spot for PayPal to come down to test. I'd like to see it come down or test this in March and fill this gap. Once it tested that, fills the gap, tests 200-day moving average, then I believe we can start moving higher and it'll be an even healthier run than it's currently on. Now, the reason that I do think that we will see some more short-term pain is because if you're not familiar, PayPal and eBay used to work together a lot. And recently eBay announced that they aren't going to be using PayPal as their main payment method moving forward. I believe it's maybe 1 or 2 years away until they actually implement it, but it is something that investors are not too happy about. And I believe this is why we're going to see some short-term pain, because once eBay comes out and starts, saying more stuff about their new payment platform, how it's better than PayPal, investors might be like, okay, maybe PayPal is not the company that I want to invest in. Then we'll see the stock sell off, maybe fill up that gap, test that 200-day, and then we'll see some smart money come in, buy it up, and move it higher. But anyways, that's just my prediction for March. Just 3 stocks that I think that I'll be selling in March. Now let me know in the comment section down below what you'll be selling, if you are, or what you'll be buying. I mean, it doesn't really matter. I did make a video on that yesterday, so make sure to check that out as well if you have any questions or if you want to kind of put your input on stocks that you're buying. But either way, guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below to support this channel. If you like these kind of videos, I love making these kind of videos for you guys. So just hit that subscribe, share your support, and I'll keep these videos coming every single month. Either way, guys, remember to invest positively, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.